Yes, we here in Kyiv, we spent the whole day yesterday and the night just watching and eagerly expecting what sanctions will be introduced by Ukraine's Western partners. And I think we can say that they were not disappointing, but I can't say that they were impressive. I think it remains to we're going to see in the next couple of days whether they were effective in deterring Vladimir Putin from going any further on Ukraine, because he clearly said that he clearly put out a threat that they are going to want more territory than they are occupying right now.
So in your view then, I mean, you know, when you've been talking to people on the ground, is it the sense that they need to be far more impactful, these sanctions, to stop him in his tracks?
In general, yes. In general, people think that the Ukraine's Western partners should be doing more to deter Putin. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge that the West can't introduce all the sanctions right now because, there should be something left some threat left to deter Russia and Vladimir Putin from going further. At the same time, I personally think that they could have done more right now, but I think the most important thing that we need to be watching right now is Nord Stream 2 in Germany. What happens to that is going to be probably the most important part of this puzzle, because Germany said yesterday that they're going to halt the certification process, but we don't know what it means in the sense that when are they going to renew the process? Is it going to be within days, within months? So, and we know that this is a very sensitive issue for Russia.
Yeah, and it's an important one in terms of actually hitting Russia quite hard. The president is stopping short of a military mobilisation, a full military mobilisation. Why?
Well, at the moment, as the president said, we don't yet need a general mobilization, but they did announce yesterday mobilization of reservists. That means that people who have already served in the army are going to be mobilized. And at this moment, we need a general mobilization. And I think President Zelensky is trying very, very hard to not spread the panic and to keep the markets from plummeting and to help the economy a little bit that is already suffering from the fears of the invasion. So I think he specifically emphasizes that we're not yet in a position in a moment where we need to mobilize everyone.
Fully, yeah. What reports are you getting, Olga, from the regions that are going to be directly affected as Russian troops start to roll in?
Well, I'm in Kyiv now, and while we are very anxious and nervous about what's going to come, I think it doesn't even compare to how people in eastern Ukraine are feeling right now, because yesterday Vladimir Putin said that Russia is going to, that they're supporting basically the territorial claims of this puppet illegitimate independent states that they recognized to more territory of eastern Ukraine than they are occupying right now. And that means that hundreds of thousands of people in eastern Ukraine that are living close to the front line, close to the occupied territories, they are facing a very direct threat from Russia that Russia will try to occupy those territories too, and maybe do it very soon. We don't know when. We know that they certainly have the capacity to try to do that because they have amassed this, many troops around Ukraine. So yes, I know that many people are trying to, if they can, to get out or to for some time to move to the western part of the country. But at the same time, a big part of the population of that region is quite poor, and these people can't afford to go anywhere, and they need to just they're left to wait and see what happens to them, and we can't even begin to understand how horrible they must be feeling right now.
Yeah. Economically, as you pointed out, things have really deteriorated for Ukraine since all these threats started. Do you feel that the West needs to provide some level of economic support through this?
Definitely, and we've seen the West do that to some extent. EU and the UK, they provided some financial support to Ukraine, but definitely the West needs to do more, because the West strategy in deterring Vladimir Putin has been what we call now the megaphone diplomacy, which is basically shouting very loudly, warning very loudly of the invasion. And this, while probably is somewhat effective, we will yet see if it is. While it is somewhat effective, it is also hurting Ukraine's economy. So, we are not yet, we have not yet seen what Vladimir Putin is going to do to us, but we already suffered from the warnings. So I think since the West chose this strategy to deter Vladimir Putin, they should try to help Ukraine mitigate the consequences of the strategy, basically.
And is there the sense, as we've talked about, the president has not said this is a need for a full military mobilization, but is there the sense that this is just the beginning?
I think we've been for weeks, for several months, since this tension, since escalation started in November, we've been in this state of where a portion of Ukrainians are feeling like something very horrible is about to happen. But at the same time, there's a big part of the population who are trying to just shut it out of their lives as much as possible, and who think of it as politics. This is something I often hear from Ukrainians. They say that what is happening there on that level, this is politics, and it does not concern our lives, and we're going to wait and see what happens. So this view is also quite widespread. At the same time, right now, after what happened on Monday, after Russia recognizing this occupied parts of eastern Ukraine as independent states, I think this shifted things more towards more people are now feeling that something really bad is going to happen, and the war might even, as President Biden said, might even hit Kyiv, which several months ago seemed like something completely impossible. It's unbelievable that we are even talking here in Kyiv of possible evacuation and checking out bomb shelters, and this is something that feels like a complete new reality to us.
Olga, we are all feeling for your situation and appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.